SheilaTruelove here with you. Where did the American dream go? So many people are asking this question because, when you think about the way things are going on today, it's just ridiculous. Also, you have to be very, very careful with placing your money in these banks these days because the IRS have no problem taxing you without any explanation. I'll share those two clips with you. Keep in mind that this is for educational purposes, and after these clips, I'm going to share my commentary with you.
Feeling helpless as a parent. Yes, my kid. I am so tired of feeling helpless as a parent. Yes, my kids are grown adults. My oldest is 28, my youngest is 25. And I thought by teaching them what I learned, which is you work hard, you get a good job, you're going to get the things in life that you need, right? Worked for me. Why wouldn't it work for them? Because it doesn't. Because the world has fucking changed, all right? And now I feel like I see them struggling. And before my generation comes at me, yes, I understand struggling is a part of life. We all struggled. But there's a difference between struggling and drowning, all right? So we struggled and it was tough. But you know what? We made it. We knew there was a light at the end of the tunnel with our struggle. It seems like kids today, no matter how much they struggle, they just get further and further down the water into the drowning point, all right? When I was their age, I was making less than $10 an hour. And I can afford to live on my own. Now you have to be making six-figure salary to get a decent, tiny little place to live. So what the fuck is going on and how do we help them as parents? I told my son, all you have to do is work hard, go to college or join the military like I did. He went to college, got his degree, got a full-time job. He moved back in with me right when he graduated from college because he said, hey, Mom, as soon as I get a job, which was within 2 weeks of him getting out of college, maybe take me 2 months and I'll save up enough money for me to move out. Okay, cool. It's been 10 months. He has saved almost every dime and still can't afford to live. Why are one-bedroom studio apartments almost $2,000 a month? Why? Like, I just don't get it. So I don't even think that there's even classes anymore. There used to be, upper class, middle class, lower class. It's literally turning into the ultra wealthy and then everybody else is just poor. Like, that's what is happening. And then I told him, hey, when you turn 25, at least your car insurance will go down. Hell no, he turned 25 and his car insurance went up $150. I tell him, if you need health insurance, get a good job. He has health insurance. He has had a medical emergency this week. Had to go to the emergency room twice. He had to go to the emergency room because he couldn't get anybody to see him with the health insurance that he had. Right? So he had to go to an emergency room. Now he's out money for that too. It seems like you can never get ahead. And then my daughter, I told her all you have to do because she wanted to buy her own house. My daughter worked 6 days a week, 12 hours a day to save up enough for this down payment. Finally got this house. She's paying double what I'm paying for my mortgage, but her loan was the same amount. And then her mortgage company, after she's already moved in, said, oh, by the way, we forgot to tell you that you need this type of coverage, which we forgot in the beginning. That's an extra $200 you've been paying a month. And all they see when they come home is they watch social media, kids their age, on lavish vacations with all this money and nothing to do, all these social media influencers, because we value those types of things over hard workers. We will pay them $10,000, but you'll work 40 hours a week, you can't afford it.
What I really appreciated that she said was there's a huge difference between struggling and drowning. And that's what's happening today. People are no longer just struggling, they're actually drowning. Have you noticed how many people are becoming homeless? How many people are living in their cars? How many people can't afford to even buy food? But my thing is, I think it's time for people to stop complaining, because if you're complaining with no solution, it's nothing but noise. But my thing is, what can we do? It makes you, I get annoyed, and I'm sure a lot of people find it very upsetting when you constantly have to just tolerate a bunch of things. Your hands are tied. There's nothing you can do about it. I know there's something there's something we can do. Okay? Now you think about how back in our parents' times or grandparents' time, they could be making less than $10 or making $15 an hour, and how they end up buying a house, had 2 or 3 kids, and had responsibilities, and yet they managed to make it. You know, and then don't even think about this day and age when it comes to the cost of childcare. I don't even know why people bother having kids these days. When you have family members who have kids, help them with theirs. It takes a village to raise a child, because this day and age is getting worse and worse out here. But if you think that's bad, just listen to this. Listen to be careful with your bank accounts. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. I'm going to share this with you. What this man is saying, he's absolutely right. This is criminal.
So I was out this morning to get my coffee and whatnot, and I went to swipe my personal debit card at the gas station, and it wouldn't go through. It kept saying declined. And I'm like, what the hell? So I ended up using one of my credit cards. And then when I get out to my vehicle, I check my bank account. Like, what the hell's going on? I know I got plenty of money. So I pull open my Chase app, and my account is tremendously negative. I mean, very, very large number negative. And my first thought is like, oh crap, this has got to be identity fraud. Someone's gotten a hold of my stuff. There's just no way. But with the amount of money that I'm negative, there's no way that Chase would have let this naturally go this far. But I went to call Chase anyways to figure out what was going on and try to get it fixed. Chase makes me aware that there's a levy on my bank account. And I'm like, a levy? For what? I have one pending civil case open, and it ain't for this much money. And there has been nothing that grants them access to get payment, which means they couldn't get a levy, which would mean the gears are turning. And I'm like, okay, who got a levy on me without even a court date? Because you gotta have some kind of court paperwork to get a levy. So Chase gives me the number to this United Collection Agency. The United Collection Agency informs me that the state of Indiana, the Tax Revenue Service of Indiana, has put this levy on my bank account. And I'm like, what? For what? So I call them. They just informed me that the federal government went back to my 2020 taxes, redid my taxes without my notice, without me even being aware. They made changes to my taxes and did not offer me or my accountant a copy of these rendered tax returns. And now I owe the federal government, and allegedly owe the federal government and the state of Indiana an ungodly amount of money. The federal government went in, redid my taxes for absolutely no reason. This is what the Department of Revenue in Indiana told me. They redid my taxes, didn't say nothing. Come to some conclusion that I owe them oodles of money, and now they've locked up my account. They've taken almost all of my money. I am virtually almost sitting here broke. Tell me how this is not criminal. I told the lady at the Tax Revenue Service, the Indiana Tax whatever. I'm forgetting the name. I'm so mad right now. I told her, I was like, I was under an NOL. I just started my farm in 2020. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. I had a net operating loss of hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you've not only taken away hundreds of thousands of dollars that I legitimately spent to build my farm, you have now made that disappear, and you have taken extra money, and you still want more money on top of what I even have. How is this not criminal? This is our government. This is what our government does. And to add insult to injury, they went back, did my taxes from 3 years ago, just sent a notice to an address that I don't even live at anymore. Just sent it May of this year. And now, because I didn't have any paperwork, they didn't get a hold of me. I didn't even know this was a thing, or I'd have been fighting it. Now they could just reach in and just take all my stuff, when they didn't even send it to an address. And I was like, what about my driver's license? Oh, well, we don't cooperate with the BMV. You're all the government. You didn't think to check public record to find where you could mail me a letter? Bull. bullshit.
Or your business license.
Or my business licenses. Since this is coming and they're like, well, it's on your personal, yeah, my insurance agency and my farm are on my personal taxes. But you're not coming after my businesses, you're just coming after me personally. Our government is a bunch of crooks. They literally, on a recorded call, just told me that the federal government altered my taxes without my knowledge, did not give me a copy of any rendition of my taxes. Now they're just saying, well, you owe us several $100,000. Oh, our government. Oh, our government. Oh, Biden's IRS. This is Biden's IRS. Yep, got to get more money to send to Ukraine. Go back and take all of my money that I spent in my business, make all that NOL disappear, and then come take more money so you can stuff. Hunter Biden must need more cocaine. Ooh, I'm so mad. And I know people are going to watch this video and be like, well, this never happened to me. Just wait till it does. This never happened to me my entire life either. But now we got a new IRS out there coming after everything you own. 2030, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. They're coming after the big fish. They're coming after the people with the money. You're next. Don't worry about it. You're next.
I can most definitely understand this man's outrage. He owes hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS. Not knowing that they went back in 2020 and redid his taxes and found out some discrepancies or what have you. And instead of contacting this man so this man could get his accountant and they could resolve this issue, no, they just took it upon themselves. This is the Biden administration to just tax this man. Taxation without representation. Representation, is time to lawyer up and lawyer up big, but a lot of people don't have money like that to go around paying for lawyers. I mean, you have a lot of lawyers, it's like $100,000 and you got to put down 10%. $50,000, you got to come up with 5 or 10%. People don't have that kind of money. This is why I'm telling people, especially those who have a YouTube channel, don't play when it comes to your taxes, sweetheart. Because they will get you. Like he said, it may not have happened to you yet. Yet. That's the key word, yet. But they're coming after you. Like last year, I paid $23,000 in taxes. $23,000. Do you think I played with that? No, I paid them right then and there. I didn't want no break it up. Pay it right now. All of it. I don't want no late fees. I don't know. I had them, the people who prepared my taxes. Yeah, normally I do my own taxes. But since I became into a new bracket, I said, let the professionals handle this time. Because I didn't want to mess anything up. I didn't want them coming after me years from now, 2 or 3 years from now, talking about, oh, you owe this. And no, I allowed the professionals to do it. And I paid the $23,000 in taxes. Normally I was getting back money way back when. But when you become a content creator and you're making money, a decent money, they're coming for you. It is what it is. But don't fight it, honey. Just pay those taxes. You don't want to end up in a situation like this man. I can hear the pain and the betrayal in this man's voice. And I'm sorry that this happened to him. And I'm hoping that he's not, like cheating on your taxes, because the IRS, they're going to get theirs. Can you imagine that the government, they have the power to do this to any one of us in society? So if you think you have rights, honey, that's just an illusion. Think again.